Hi, everyone. My name is Amy McClanton. I'm one of the 3 art teachers here at Stony Creek High School, and I'm going to share a little bit about the art offerings that your 8th grader might want to take here at Stony Creek. I'm going to share my screen so that I can show you some information about our classes. So there it is. Okay. So to start off, we offer a wide range of classes, and most of them are based on either some specific kind of technique or material. So 2-dimensional art or 3-dimensional art are a great place for your student to begin with, because it's going to give them a good foundation of those large categories. 2D art is going to cover drawing, painting, and printmaking, exploring things like acrylic paint, pastels, graphite, Sharpie, and building up those basic compositional drawing skills. And 3-dimensional art is going to build up those same compositional art skills, but on a 3D medium. So sculpture, ceramics, jewelry, we work with cardboard. We do a little bit of everything in each of these classes so that kids can get a taste for those materials. Then you move on to the more advanced classes in each of those areas. So going from 2D art, you might carry on into drawing and painting and advanced drawing and painting, which are going to delve more deeply into larger projects, doing things like facial features and still lifes, and really honing those skills. You get to use those same materials again, paint, pencil, Sharpie, but you move on to charcoal, pastel, maybe oil paint, and larger scale pieces too, so that you get to stretch your creativity a bit more. And advanced straw paint is going to build on those same skills, but you're going to go into even larger canvases, more challenging materials, and you can repeat that section for credit. Another basic class that you can start with is photography. That's kind of the digital side of our program. And we've got a few other offerings, but photography starts with darkroom photography, which is a really cool thing that we offer at Stony Creek. You get to create your own pinhole camera at the beginning, and then you're going to use a 35mm camera to expose your own rolls of film in the camera, develop that film, and then make prints and enlargements in the darkroom. And on top of that, explore all sorts of interesting things with digital photography as well. Advanced photography is going to carry on some of those same darkroom skills, but it's going to be more focused on digital photography, Photoshop skills, and the more technology heavy side of this particular industry. Graphic design is also in that digital side of the program. You're going to learn how to draw and create art in a digital platform. We use Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. You get to create logos, learn how to draw with a drawing tablet, and do all sorts of interesting things that help you explore these computer programs. Video production is a relatively new course offering at Stony Creek. You script, shoot, do every part of creating these interesting video projects. There are often things that are for the school, as creating videos for athletic programs or other clubs. So there's a real world application for these skills that we're learning, on top of learning the historical background and studying the art of film and video making. And it also may be repeated for credit. Ceramics and sculpture, those are more on that 3D side. So if you start out with 3D art, you could also start out with ceramics, but it's more focused. Ceramics is entirely based on making things with clay. So you're going to learn hand building, things like rolling coils and slabs, but also wheel throwing and making some small scale sculptures. That class may be repeated for credit multiple times and is treated as an advanced independent study for students who repeat it for credit, so that they can explore beyond what they did in the class the first time. Sculpture is exploring still more materials than ceramics. It's almost like the advanced version of 3D art, because you're going to make larger scale projects. You're going to get to do more carving and molding of materials and get to spend a little bit longer on those projects. Jewelry and metals, so that would be kind of the opposite, not so large scale, it's more small scale. So we're going to learn about riveting, setting a stone, creating rings and bracelets, and all of those basic foundational jewelry and metalworking skills. Printmaking is kind of the intersection of 2D and 3D. You're going to carve out different plates that are going to become, to put it simply, large scale stamps that you're going to be able to make multiples of. It's actually a huge amount of different techniques that we use. So we etch into metal, we carve into wood, we carve into linoleum, we build some plates up called collograph plates that we then use to make abstract prints. So it's a really cool way to combine some drawing composition skills with some hands-on 3D skills and then make these 2D projects. So if you're interested in a little bit of both, that might be a good fit for you. And then we get into kind of the capstone courses for the art department. We offer AP Studio Art, which is the creation of a college level portfolio. You can do it as a 2D art class, a drawing class, or a 3D class, and you receive whichever college credit for whichever type of portfolio you turn in. So you might test out of a college level drawing class if you do a drawing portfolio, or the equivalent of a intro college 3D class or basic 2D skills course. We have kids really successful in this class. We have a ton of kids go to art school. If your student is interested in pursuing art, either just for their own benefit, just as a skill to learn, or as a possible career, this is going to really set them up for applying to art schools, for creating a portfolio for that, and for learning how to work towards commissions so that they can hone their art skills into creating specific things. So if your 8th grader is interested in that kind of thing, think about, how they might take either some 2D classes or 3D classes or digital classes to build them up towards possibly taking studio art as an 11th or 12th grader. Because there are 3 different types of portfolios, you can take it multiple times and earn different college credit each time. If you take it as a junior and you turn in a portfolio for 2D art, you could get 4 credits at a college for a 2D art class. And then you could take it the next year and do it as a drawing or as a 3D class and get additional credit for that based on how you score. And last but not least, I think that's last. Yep. We have AP Art History. AP Art History is a little bit more formatted like a history class, but it's all about the history of art. We start out with different cave paintings and prehistoric art, learning about their origins and materials and the techniques used. And then we go all over the world and learn about the history of art as it begins in Asia, in Africa, in Europe, in Indigenous America, in South America. All the places that art exists, we touch on a little bit. We touch on art in the Pacific, and we carry through all the way to global contemporary. So it's a deep exploration of how mankind has created artwork. It covers 250 pieces, and both AP Art History and AP Studio Art are full year courses. Right now, I'm teaching it for the 3rd time, so it's no longer as new as it was when this PowerPoint was made, but it's still a new growing area, and it has a lot of application outside of art history. Oftentimes, it can help kids think in new and creative ways. It builds their writing skills and their test taking skills. So it's excellent if you're going into law or English, or even into something like medicine, where you're going to be building those observational skills by learning to look carefully. Okay, I'm going to go off screen share. There we go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope your student takes some awesome art classes here at Stony. Please feel free to reach out to either me, Amy McLanson, or Cassidy Hahn or Alyssa Stewart if you have questions about any of those courses and would like to know more about what that might look like for your student. Have a great night.